So Jay Leno, after he left the Tonight Show, a while after he left the Tonight Show, he started a show called Jay Leno's Garage, or Jay Leno's Car Garage, one of those. Pretty much everyone's seen it at least once if you don't watch it or you haven't watched it. And it's basically him doing his interviews from in cars, whether they're racing or he's working on his garages. And everyone knows he's got a huge car collection. It's basically a museum. For the show, he asked former vice president at the time, this is in 2016, he asked former vice president at the time, Joe Biden, right after he got out of office, to be on the show. Now, they may have shot it while he was still the vice president, but it aired in 2016. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. What does matter is at Joe Biden's home in Wilmington, Delaware, was Joe Biden's pride, and they talked about it on the show. And his pride, sitting in his garage, is a 1967 Chevy Corvette Stingray. And why this car was his pride, and still is to this day, is that his sons, Beau Biden, before he passed, the late Beau Biden, and Hunter Biden, rebuilt the engine in that 1967 Chevy Corvette Stingray. Why is this important? More classified documents have been discovered.
All right, we have some breaking news. President Biden's aides have reportedly found now a second batch of classified documents at a new location. That is being reported this hour by NBC News. Fox News is working to confirm that. But again, this is reportedly a second batch of classified documents at a different location from the Biden Penn Center.
Now, this time it's not in just some random office in D.C. This time it's in the home, Wilmington, Delaware, next to the Corvette that Beau and Hunter rebuilt in Joe Biden's garage. Now, in 2018 and 2019, it is now a fact, according to Hunter Biden and stuff on his laptop. Now, to be fair, he may have lied and registered his address there and lied on more documents. It is possible. It's very possible because that's what he does. Not a forwarding address or mail forwarding address, but that he lived there. Why is this important? Since 2016, at least, since Joe Biden left office, there were classified documents sitting in his garage next to the Corvette with at the time, crackhead son who was making millions of dollars overseas with the Biden name. What did he have to offer Ukraine? What did he have to offer China? Do you guys see why, since day one, I've been complaining about this Hunter Biden story? Because now we have something tangible that you can hold and hand over to these foreign governments. No one would know any different. Oh my goodness, I just found classified documents sitting in my father's garage. I wonder how much that's worth. Do you guys see? So for this whole time, essentially, the left has been saying, oh my gosh, Hunter's not the president. Why are we talking about his drug addictions and his alcoholism and his sexcapades and his dealings overseas? What does that have to do with Joe Biden? Well, if you know there's an office sitting somewhere that has top secret documents, you have something that you can integrate into your little crime syndicate behaviors. If you have them sitting in the garage, it's now not that you have it available to you. It's more likely that you're going to do it. This is a guy who pawned stuff to get drugs. Why wouldn't he utilize government documents, top secret, to make money? Why wouldn't he do that? Let's not even think about why he would do it, because we have a clear motive now. Why wouldn't he do it? Now, I'm not one who goes, guilty until proven innocent. But we have a person who has cheated in every single aspect of his life. He's a drug addict. He's about to be charged. As soon as Biden's out of office and not holding up all these charges, but we have somebody who cheated on their taxes, who cheated on their girlfriend or wife, I believe, with his dead brother's widow. We have a guy who's admitted to stealing stuff. He's admitted to smoking cheese, Parmesan cheese, anything that looks like crack. That's how strung up he was. He's admitted these things. We've seen him smoking crack. It's on video. We've seen him with prostitutes. Dozens and dozens of prostitutes. We've seen him offering to buy women. He was ordering women, as long as they weren't Asian, of course. He was ordering women through a friend of his, through a lawyer friend of his. So I'm not saying he did anything. I'm asking, why wouldn't he, based on who he is and what he's done throughout his entire life? This man has made tens of millions of dollars with zero talent. Whether Joe Biden calls him the smartest guy he knows or not, there were top secret documents fully accessible to a crackhead who lived in the house while the documents were there for years. Now, is it possible he never saw them? Of course it's possible. Is it possible he never touched them? Of course it's possible. Is it possible he never used them? Absolutely possible. But the problem is that it was available to him, that it wasn't taken seriously. And we spent time and money going after Trump in his home where the Secret Service was the entire time. But in Wilmington, Delaware, where the Secret Service was only there when Biden was there, well, that's a little bit different. Because he doesn't live there. Hunter Biden did. So he exposed his father, which then exposes the future president of the United States at the time, which exposes this country. And when people like me had a problem with Hunter Biden, it was never about Hunter Biden. Now, he's trash and he's everything I've said he is. But it was about the president of the United States' son and how he compromised his father. And I said it in all of my videos. This man is compromised. He can't be the president of the United States. And this is outside of the senility. This is outside of just being a compulsive liar. This is him having someone in his home who had access to top secret documents. And everyone's been asking, what does he have to offer? Is it influence because of the Biden name? That's what we all thought. Now we know he actually had access to top secret and classified information and documents. Physical. So he can actually take them somewhere, copy it, bring it back, put it down without anyone ever knowing. And we'll never know. But it doesn't matter. The compromise is what matters. The cover-up is what matters. Because Joe Biden knew all of this before the midterm elections. This was a real October/November surprise. He knew all of this. They just now released it now. Months later? That's weird. Merrick Garland, he hired, or I don't know what you would call it, special prosecutor, special counsel, independent counsel, whatever they call them. He put one on Trump and Mar-a-Lago within 2 weeks.
Faithful adherence to the rule of law is the bedrock principle of the Justice Department and of our democracy. Upholding the rule of law means applying the law evenly, without fear or favor. Under my watch, that is precisely what the Justice Department is doing.
Because obviously he didn't want it to look some kind of way. Some kind of way like what? Some kind of way like waiting 2 months and not doing anything or even saying anything about it. And then appointing an independent counsel, special prosecutor, special counsel, whatever you want to call them. Why did it take 2 months? What have they been doing with that information for the last 2 months? Is this like some kind of Twitter thing where you have a guy sifting through it, fixing it, watering down the information that's in it? What have they been doing with the documents for these last 2 months? What did they do with the information since November or late October, where they knew this stuff was out there and just out there? What have they done with this information? How are we supposed to trust this? How do we know Joe Biden did not completely compromise the United States of America with whatever those secrets are? His son profited off of them. We can see that. It's clear as day now. What are the leftists gonna say? Oh, this is nothing like what Trump did. Yeah, you're right. Trump's was secured. The funniest part of all of this is Ducey asking Joe Biden about it. If you can find anything funny, because I know it's not. It's really. It's crazy that this has gotten this far and there's been nothing done about it. But if you can find anything funny out of this, which I did, is Ducey asking Biden about it. Like, yo, you just have top secret stuff laying around in your garage?
Mr. President, okay. Classified material next to your Corvette? What were you thinking?
Let me, I'm going to get a chance to speak on all this, God willing, soon. But as I said earlier this week, people, and by the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage, okay? So it's not like you're sitting out in the street.
So
but at any rate,
was in a locked garage.
Yes, as well as my Corvette.
Because anyone who knows me knows I love my Corvette. So it's secure. Okay. How does he not get removed from office from this? Because it wasn't just doing it and leaving this stuff. There's some compounding problems here. The glaringly obvious one is going after Trump and calling him a criminal. The whole media did this, but Biden himself called him irresponsible and said he just could not understand how this happened.
When you saw the photograph of the top secret documents laid out on the floor at Mar-a-Lago, what did you think to yourself, looking at that image?
How that could possibly happen. And it's just totally irresponsible. And it's just totally irresponsible. And it's just totally irresponsible.
How could anyone be that irresponsible? Isn't that what this president says about mishandling classified documents?
The president spoke to this personally. He spoke to this personally. He believes that classified documents and information should be taken seriously. He takes them seriously.
This was just sitting in his garage, in his beautiful car, with his beautiful crackhead son. That's one problem. The other problem is we're looking at a cover-up now. Because it wasn't just the act of taking the documents and forgetting them or however they got where they got. That is what it is. The problem is it's 2 months late. 2 months later. That's the real problem. It's 2 months later. You covered it up. You say you take these things seriously, and we take you on your word, and you go after Trump. Boom, hardcore. 2 weeks later. He's got counsel digging in his closets, digging through clothes, looking for more documents. Fair. Taking pictures, posting them online, leaking them online. Oh my God, look at how many documents he had. He's a former president. Okay, cool. Now, we're here 2 months later. We hear, oh, there were some documents. Oh, well, yeah, there were some more documents. Neither of them were secure. These were in a garage. Can the doors open in the garage? Can the people in the house go in the garage? I'm pretty sure they can. Like, I just don't see how this is not a criminal act. You're covering it up. That's what makes it a criminal act. Because that means you know what you did, and you're actively working to keep it quiet for months. When were you going to say something about it? After charges were filed against Trump? This is grounds for removal. Outside of him being senile, completely inept, actively ignoring U.S. law by not enforcing immigration laws, now we have someone in a compromised position, and we don't know what else is out there, because I guarantee more is going to come out. I guarantee more is going to come out, because it has to. I've said this 1,000 times. I'm going to see if I can find every time I said this. Every time they accuse someone of something, this is people on the left, it's projection. It's what they're doing. Russia collusion, election meddling, classified documents, everything they say, oh my God, you're doing. Racism, they're doing it. And now here we are.